Hey everyone, how you doing? Thank you for stopping by my channel, The Blessed Driver. So today I'm going to talk with you a little bit about ratings and also with Instacart because I know and I've seen a lot of shoppers that are really concerned about their ratings and if this determines them getting batches and orders. Now this can vary based upon where you are and I think that it depends on a lot of other factors, but from what I have experienced and also from what I have seen from other shoppers is that they are very worried about the fact that, no ratings below 5 stars and they notice that they may not be getting any orders or batches. And so that basically I have always usually maintained a 5 star, and if I did get below a 5 star, it's never below like 4.9. And that's as of late. That's usually like as of like the past year or so. And in the past, I think the lowest I've had, this is like some years ago, like shortly after I started Instacart, like I think the lowest I've had was maybe 4 stars. But that was like 2 or 3 years ago. But even back then, like when Instacart kind of was still freshly new, people were just joining and being a shopper. They could get like a 4.84 or a 4.9 and still had no problems getting batches. But now that the company has kind of like evolved a little bit, it has grown. There's a lot more shoppers on the platform. But you guys know that with what's going on right now with the company, and there's so much scandal and drama going on with the company, it's hard to really say what the actual issue is as to why some people don't see badges after they get a certain rating. I think a lot of it has to do with how they run their algorithm. And also, if you notice just by happenstance that you were at a 5 and you were getting batches all the time, and then you drop down to like a 4.98 or a 4.80 or a 4. I don't know, 92 or whatever, then all of a sudden you're not getting anything. It could either be because of course, your market is oversaturated, and just so happen at that time have more shoppers. It is the fact that your rating did drop. But from what I see is that I think Instacart is the way that they have it set up is that they are pushing more orders for the newbies. Sometimes, and because when they first start, they really don't have much of a rating at all. What I've realized is that no matter how good you are, no matter how perfect you do on your order, you've replaced things correctly, you found all the items, you were nice to the customer, you've communicated with them properly in the app, you also dropped their items off appropriately on the doorstep, you sent pictures, and if you delivered to them, maybe they were waiting for you outside and you wore your face mask, etc., it probably doesn't matter because some people just aren't happy. And then I also heard that some people have experienced racial issues. Now, I have experienced some situations, especially being here in Florida, racial discrimination, but sometimes you can't determine a person's attitude versus them just not liking you because of your skin color or because of your gender. And so those could be some factors as well. But as far as the rating system goes, because of you dropping below 5, I think it's kind of up in the air. I'm here in Orlando, Florida, and so we have weather issues here often. And so every once in a while, whenever it gets crazy, people want to order a lot of water. They want to order non-perishable foods and things like that, canned goods, etc. And so they want to make sure that they're stocked up. And usually, once there is a potential storm or hurricane or whatnot, then of course they start ordering. I did notice that there was a surge from around March until about maybe mid-July, maybe early August, where it was extremely busy. But at the same time, I noticed that the situation with the bots and stealing and taking orders and things like that, it was kind of hard for some shoppers to do it. But at the same time, I just feel like a lot of it has to do with the fact that they're also hiring a lot of people. And if you looked at the news, over 300,000 people across the United States just to be shoppers. And so with the pandemic, they are kind of taking advantage of the situation, not necessarily in a bad way, because they want to make sure that in case there are a lot of orders more than what they are used to. Because for me, even, okay, for instance, say like if you have had a 5 star for the past 2 or 3 months, not having any issues, not having any major problems or whatnot. Maybe the next day or two, you notice that your rating dropped to like a 4.98 or a 4.94 for whatever reason, whatever the customer rated you for. And then all of a sudden, it slows down. Okay, yeah, I get it that they're oversaturated. Yeah, it might be slow, but in that short frame of time, And if you notice that your rating dropped and all of a sudden you're not getting anything, I think it has to do with the ratings. That's just me. I think they set it up in the app some way with their AI to say, hey, you know what, below 5 stars is not good enough. Even though back in the day it was good enough, dropping below like a 4 was terrible. Dropping below like a 4.7 or something was terrible. But to have like a 4.96 in my opinion, that's an A. That's still an A. But if you notice that it dropped and all of a sudden you're not getting that many batches in that short period of time, I don't care how many people they have put on board. I think it has to do with the ratings in that case. But I still believe, of course, the bots are responsible. I have seen shoppers specify, okay, well, there's still a way that you can still do it. There's still a way that you can, work around the bots and stuff like that. I've seen this in groups where they say, you know what, if you force stop the app, basically go into settings and force stop the app, then. But what I did was I contacted shopper support and asked them to reset my account to refresh it. And sure enough, after he did that, I started to get more batches. You basically refreshing it, then you'll see batches. I've done that before and it kind of works a little bit. Or you'll have to log out, log back in, or you would have to reinstall the app. But I've seen so many different situations, and I'm telling you guys, like, I know, like, I can tell the difference when I'm dealing with a bot, or if it's because it's really oversaturated, or if it's just because, it's slow. And if something just pops up and the moment I click on it and it's gone, that's, to me, that's not because somebody grabbed it before me. I know, like, I know how the app works. I find it hard to believe that after all these years they haven't gotten the app right. And even dealing with technology, things happen, and you still have to continuously work on it. Like, it doesn't matter what type of tech company you have, you're going to always run into problems, and you can have the best app out there, even like a popular gaming app, but you're going to have problems, you're going to have bugs. That's just my 2 cents, guys. I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's the fact that, of course, they've hired more shoppers, and then it's the bots, and just the glitches. But I also kind of feel like it's a way of them testing out some things and trying to see, okay, if they drop below a 5, is it going to improve our metrics? Is it going to improve our metrics? Is it going to improve our bottom line if we have newer people or people that just only have a 5 stay on the platform? And there's also, keep in mind that now there's people that have a 5-star perfect ratings, but they still haven't gotten anything. So that's kind of iffy. But I just don't want you guys to worry about it. Like, I know for some of you, this is like your full-time gig. This is your full-time income, or it's a major portion of what you earn. But there are other companies that are starting up, and just kind of keep a lookout on there, especially like if you research news, grocery delivery companies, you will see that there are other ones that are coming up. But my suggestion to you is just try to stay on it as long as you are able to, and then just get off and just don't worry about it. So, thank you for stopping by my channel. God bless you guys. Be safe out there and take it easy. Bye.